Welcome to SJ Biology. Today we are going to, in this video, lesson plant physiology for the class of 9th. Okay, what we are going to learn about the plant physiology. Here physiology is autonomic movements and then types of movements and then transpiration and photosynthesis. These are all we are going to learn about in this unit. Okay, so the plants, what is the movement here? The animals here move what? In a search of food, shelter and for reproduction. These purpose the animals can move, no? So do plants show such movements? So have you observed the leaves of Mimosa pudica? That is the touch me plant, no? Mimosa pudica is a touch me plant. And then Elatus annuus is a sunflower. Okay, these two plants follows the path of what? The sunflower follows the path of sun from the dawn to dusk. So from the east to west, no? So the movements are what? Triggered by external stimulus. So the movements are what? Triggered by external stimulus. Here stimulus is what? Here sunlight only. So it's a stimulus. And unlike animals, plants do not move on their own foot from one place to another, no, but can move their body parts for getting sunlight, water and nutrition. So these are all. And they are very sensitive to external factors like light, gravity, temperature. These are all. So in this lesson we will study about the various movements in plants and then photosynthesis and then transpiration. Okay. Okay, now we are going to learn about the trophism in plants. So trophism is nothing but unidirectional movement. Okay, whole part of plant towards the directions of stimulus. So any stimulus towards the direction of its movement. Okay, so the trophism is mean what? Is a unidirectional movement. So whole part of a plant towards any direction of external stimulus like that light, water, gravity, temperature, these like. And then according to that, the type of trophism can be classified into 4 types. What are they? Phototrophism, geotrophism and thigmotrophism and chemotrophism. So these are all the 4 types of trophisms. So phototrophism, the movements of plant part is light. So the movement of plant part is what? Light. So based towards the light is movement. So example of shoot of a plant. And then geotrophism is the movement of plants is response for gravity. Okay, the gravitational law, the gravity is response to the gravity. So the examples of what? Root of a plant. So the examples of what? Root of plant. And then thigmotrophisms is examples of climbing vines. So that is mean of movement of a plant part due to what? Touch. So okay, due to what here? Touch. So thigmotrophism. And chemotrophism is the movement of a plant part is response to what? Chemicals. It's response to what here? Chemicals. So the chemicals here, what the examples? The pollen tube is there, no? In pollen tube, in response to sugar present on the stigma, no? Stigma is a female part of the plant body, and then pollen tube in response to sugar, the growth of pollen in response to sugar present on the stigma, that is the female part of the stigma. So these are all the examples of chemotrophism. So trophism is nothing but is a unidirectional movement, whole part of a plant towards direction of any stimulus like that light, gravity, chemicals and then touch me, these are all that stimulus. So phototrophism is light movement of towards light and geotrophism is response to the gravity and thigmotrophism is movement of plant part due to touch and chemotrophism is movement of due to the chemicals. Okay, these are all the types of trophism. Now we are going to learn about the nastic movements. Nastic movements is nothing but it's a non-directional. Okay, the nastic movements are non-directional response of a plant part towards to the stimulus. Okay, But trophic movements is what? Unidirectional movement. A nastic movement is a non-directional response to stimulus. Plant body. According to that, this also classified into 3 types. What are they? Photonasty, thigmonasty and thermonasty. Photo here is also what? Light only, and thigmo is a touch, and then thermo means here temperature. Okay, so the movement of a part of plant is response to the light is called the photonasty. Examples of here moonflower like taraxum, officinalis, and then these are blooms in morning and close in the evening, no? So that is the open in night and close during the day. So these are the examples of moonflower. And thigmonasty is the touch me plant, that is a mimosa pudica. Once we are touched it, automatically it droops, no, when you touch it. So it is also known as seismography. Okay, and then thermonasty, that is a tulip flower is an example. When your temperature this tulip flowers blooms at the temperature will increases on the time is blooms. So these are all the examples of thermonasties. According to that, external stimulus can be nastic movements can be classified into 3 types: photonasty, thigmonasty and then thermonasty. Okay, next we are going to see about the photosynthesis. So okay, what is mean by photosynthesis? Photo means I already said light. Your synthesis means build, somewhat build, no? So using the sunlight, this can be making the food making process. Okay, the photosynthesis is nothing but is a food making process. So building up with the help of what? Light. During the process, the light energy is converted into what? Chemical energy. Very important. So the light is converted into what energy? In the form of chemical energy during this process. Okay, so in all green plants, okay, are autotrophic in their mode. Why is called the autotrophic? Because their plants can be able to prepare their own food, no? So that's why we call the autotrophic nutrition mode. So all green plants having a presence of what? Chlorophyll, no? So they prepare their food materials through the process is called what? Photosynthesis. So making a food making process using the sunlight, so the light energy is converted into chemical energy during this process. Photo means light, synthesis means build. This is a definition of photosynthesis. So what we have, the combinations of, I written that CO2, that is a carbon dioxide, and then water. These two combination using the photosynthesis, and the chlorophyll pigments, all green plants is having a chlorophyll pigments, and then we prepare to what? Glucose material, C6H12O6, I written no, and then oxygen molecules, that is the evaporate oxidase. So we the byproduct, that is the oxygen, end product is a glucose material, we can, that is the starch. Glucose is here what? Starch, C6H12O6. So the equation is balanced, no? CO2. So here C6, no? 6 carbon atoms. So that's why in front of we put in what? 6 numbers. So 6 carbon atom. Enter, we put in the 6. Okay, 6 carbon atom, and then how many hydrogen is present? In 12 hydrogen is present. So here 2 hydrogen is present. So that's why we entered into the 6 in front of hydrogen. So 6 into 2, 6 2s are 12 hydrogen is we have, and then 12 hydrogens is what? And then 6 oxygen, and here also 2, 6 2s are 12. 12 plus 6 totally 18 oxygen we need. But here 6 oxygen and 6 to 12 what? 6 2s are 12 and then 12 plus 6 here 18. So 18 oxygen also. That's why we entered in front of 6 here. Both sides. So 6 carbon dioxide, 6 H2O. Okay. Is clear? So the carbon dioxide and water molecules combine that during the photosynthesis using the chlorophyll pigments. We prepare their what? Glucose, that is a C6H12O6 is a glucose starch material, and then byproduct is what? Oxygen, we get it. So during this process, photo light energy is converted into the chemical energy, so carbon dioxide is reduced, and then oxidized, water is oxidized. So this is the chemical reactions during the photosynthesis. Okay. So now we are going to see about the transpiration. Transpiration is nothing but is a loss of water. Okay, it's the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Okay, in the form of water, the aerial parts. Aerial parts, what we have mentioned, shoot system only, no? That is the stem. Shoot systems only. Aerial parts of the plant body is called the transpiration. Okay, again I repeat, transpiration is nothing but is a loss of water in the form of what? Water vapor. The aerial system, that is the aerial part, shoot system of the plant body, this is called the transpiration. Isn't it? So the leaves have a tiny spores, small tiny spores, that is the microscopic pores. So many pores is there in now. Microscopic pores is called what? Stomata. That is what? Stomata. Okay. So these stomata, the structure of stomata is this. Okay. So that so many pores is there, microscopic pores is there in leaves. So that is called the stomata. The structure of stomata is see there. And then guard cells. These two are guard cells. It's a protective from the stomata. So that's why it's called the guard cells. The name is denoted guard. And then this is the cell wall. Okay, these are all the cell wall, and then nucleus is here present, and then the stomata is a opening. So when it's a opening, the water is evaporate. That is the water vapor is going outside through the stomata opening. And then this is the chloroplast and vacuoles. Chloroplast is present in no, so this is the chloroplast, and then vacuole is here present. So this is the structure of stomata. Okay, next we move on the types of transpiration. Okay, there are three types of transpiration. No, transpiration is nothing but loss of water. So stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration and lenticular transpiration. So the loss of water from plants through the stomata is called the stomatal transpiration. Okay, isn't it? So all the plants having a stomata, no, that is the small pores having a, so 90 to 95% transpiration is done this method only, the stomatal transpiration only, and remaining 5% only the cuticular and lenticular transpiration. Cuticular nothing but the loss of water in plants through what? Cuticles. Okay, so this is the cuticular transpiration, and lenticular transpiration is loss of water vapor from what? Lenticles. Lenticle means what? Tiny opening is protrude bark, no? So the woody stems is bark having, no? So tiny opening. So that is the lenticular. So these are all the three types of transpiration. One is the stomatal and cuticular and lenticular. Most of the transpiration is done by only the stomata. Already drawn the structure of stomata, no? So that is. And then why transpiration is necessary means it creates what? Pull in the leaf and stem, and it creates an absorption force in roots, and it is necessary for what? Continuous supply of minerals. Okay, and it regulates the temperature of the plants. So these are all the transpiration is necessary for the following reasons. No. So next, the exchange of gases. What is the exchange of gases? Exchange of gases. So how does the plants get air? So the leaves have minute pores, no? That is called what? Stomata, no? That is called what? Stomata. Okay. So through which the exchange of air takes place, no? This minute pores can be seen the naked eye? No. So through the microscope only it can be seen that, no? That is a minute pores. Okay. Leaves having a minute pores, no? The stomata, that pores is called what? Stomata. So it can be seen able to under the microscope only. So the exchange of gases what here mentioned, that is the carbon dioxide and then oxygen. So these two gases are exchanges. Okay, carbon dioxide and then oxygen is exchange, and then continuously what? Through these stomata.